Here are 5 things you should use a VPN for. VPN providers make a lot of promises. They tend to describe their product as a silver bullet for all your privacy needs. To cut through the noise, here are 5 most important reasons why you should use a VPN. When should you actually use a VPN? VPNs forward your traffic, making you appear as if you're browsing from somewhere you're not. They do this while creating an encrypted tunnel that hides your browsing habits from local network providers and your internet service provider. This makes VPNs great for circumventing regional restrictions as well as partially hiding your identity online. Though note, we say partially. This makes VPN tools with a fairly specific use. They're no panacea for all your online ills. That said, when used correctly, VPNs will allow you to do all manner of things that you couldn't do otherwise, or at least not without getting into some measure of trouble. Number 1. Circumventing censorship. Probably the most wholesome reason to use a VPN is the ability to avoid government censorship. The internet is restricted in several countries, including China, Iran, and Russia, and a VPN is the best tool to get around these restrictions. The reason for this is that most of these blocks work on the idea of shutting down access to a certain IP address. It's no surprise that VPNs are illegal in some countries. Number 2. Dodging surveillance. The same technology that lets you circumvent blocks put up by an authoritarian government is also very effective in avoiding surveillance, be it from governments or corporations. Whether you want to make sure that your ISP doesn't see what you're up to online or worry that the secret police are keeping tabs on you, a VPN can give you some measure of anonymity. Though VPNs are part of any strategy aimed at staying anonymous online, they're far from a one-step solution. You'll also need to get used to using incognito mode together with a VPN if you want to be harder to track while browsing. Number 3. Torrenting. Another form of surveillance VPNs will help you avoid is that of copyright watchdogs, which generally stand sentinel over torrenting sites like the Pirate Bay and threaten fines and lawsuits to anybody downloading copyrighted material via peer-to-peer connections. Though it's not a worldwide obstacle in most North American and European countries, using BitTorrent can lead to some serious legal trouble. As such, a VPN is an absolute must-have for torrenters in most countries. Without one, you can expect some nasty notices on your doormat, while with one, you can torrent away without a worry, except, of course, accidentally downloading a bad torrent. I personally would never recommend using a torrent to bypass paying for a product. Number 4. Streaming. The ability to appear to be somewhere else than where you are comes in handy in many cases, but its most conspicuous use for most people is streaming. As you may have noticed, many streaming sites, Netflix is the prime example, but Hulu and Amazon Prime Video have the same system, limit what you see depending on your physical location. Currently, it's becoming harder and harder to break through the blocks put up by Netflix and other streaming sites. As a result, we put this reason to get a VPN a little lower in the list, as the days of easily breaking into other regions' libraries may be over. Number 5. Public Wi-Fi. Last, there's still a solid reason to use a VPN, namely to protect yourself from hackers, particularly ones using a so-called man-in-the-middle attack. In essence, these attacks will hijack a public Wi-Fi signal and track everything you're doing online. They have the potential to be pretty dangerous, but using a VPN when on a public network means that all the hacker can see is encrypted gibberish, which is great for you. Though there are other reasons to use a VPN, These 5 are probably the most common and important. Read the full article on HowToGeek by following the link below. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.